If ever God was looking for men who, as we would say, square their shoulders and carry the burden, it's in this day in which we live. If ever we need to be alert that we don't get caught and trapped in false doctrine, it's the day in which we live. If ever there was a day when we should put on the whole armor of God, God in heaven, you know. I believe the world today and in areas of the church is filled with lying spirits and doctrines of devils. I sometimes say this is a day of thin theology and fat preachers. I'm sure it is. Peter said in his day that some will make merchandise of you. That couldn't be more true than the day in which we're living. We want our big love offerings. We want glamour. Paul never glamorized the gospel. It's a pretty gory gospel. It's a bloody gospel. It's a sacrificial gospel. I believe the cardinal ethic of Christianity is sacrifice, not success, sacrifice. And some people love God because he gives. We've got this wretched prosperity stunt. Paul's very clear, isn't he? Doesn't he say, writing to Timothy there, that there'll come a day when people think that gain is godliness? I see God's money going in stately buildings and swimming pools and tennis courts, and I want to vomit. With the world starving, with the mission field needing money. Why isn't God brooding over our stained glass windows in America this morning? Why isn't he brooding on our super multi-million-dollar TV and radio programs with all the flash and show they have? The greatest areas where God is breathing this morning is amongst people that are in poverty and in need. Some of God's choicest saints don't have another shirt to change. There's no breath of professionalism anywhere in the ministry of Paul, and thank God there's no breath of commercialism either. Paul is jealous for the old rugged cross, and you remember what he says? I say, going down the streets in Athens, his spirit was stirred, he was angry. I wonder what he'd say in our day.
The more they increased, the more they sinned against me. I will change their glory into shame. Hosea 4:7.
For God has not merely given us Jesus Christ, he's given us all things. And because there isn't enough joy in the house of God, we need entertainment. Because entertainment is the devil's substitute for joy. Because there isn't enough power in the house of God, people are always looking for the last scientific development, and their hair stands up when they see some fancy show on TV. When I see the church in the New Testament, they didn't have stately buildings. They didn't have paid evangelists. They didn't have a lot of money. They didn't have organization. They couldn't get on TV and beg. But I'll tell you what they did. They turned the world upside down. And I'm embarrassed to be part of the Church of Jesus today, because I believe it's an embarrassment to a holy God.